Alright everybody, sorry this video has been very long in the making. So, I've got a couple videos I gotta put out today, or whenever I get to them. But today for you guys, I'm going to be kind of showing you what I kind of do straight up from the beginning of the game. And just kind of why I do it. So the first thing I kind of do is I go set up a square around the palace. Reason why, because I kind of just infrastructure-wise, it's purely just for cosmetic-wise and for what I want to do. For the purpose of this video, I just kind of cheat a little bit and put the political and happiness of all the people in a little bit of a loop. As you can clearly see, I'm starting with 50 population and $20,000 pesos, whatever you want to use for the money. So the first thing I kind of do is I go straight to the Teamsters. I go to loose load and increase the budget to 114%. Well, sorry, max budget. It's been a while, sorry guys. So I can get the efficiency up to 125, and what this will do is allow them to go do more. Along with the loose load, you get to, transport 50% more for the Teamsters, where you might lose 5%. But with the economy you get, as you've seen with my other videos, or well, one video, sorry, you can essentially make a metric fuck ton, and you need a lot of Teamsters to transport all this. So another thing I also do is I just straight go through and try to set up multiple routes to the dock from the get-go. The reason why I do this is because if you only have, you gotta kind of think about it as in terms of real life. Teamsters will take vehicles. If there's only one way to get there, same thing with construction, or later on in the game, you get to other things. People start driving around, there's going to be traffic jams. So you want multiple ways to get to areas and away from them. And so another thing I do is it always starts you with some type of plantation here. I go off and check fertility. This one's actually pretty good, so I'm going to keep it like that. And I set the budget to max. Then I would go off, and I would do all this in pause, by the way. I would go and try to find out what mines are around that I can use to my advantage for, just to kind of make sure I'm not going to go and plant plantations or farms in areas where, these are at. And it kind of sucks that you can't really find out about later ones either, and that's where you kind of evolve your economy and what you got around in order to facilitate these mines, unless you don't want to do them yourself or something like that. You don't want to do into mining or anything like that. So this is all I got right here. If I wanted to really make some money, I would be putting these gold spots at the moment. Maybe some coal and iron. But for the purpose of this, I'm just not going to waste my time with them. So we already got the corn set up here. So the next thing I'm going to go do is going to start with the plantation and go through the entire list and find out where some of the good areas are at, so I can plant these down. This one's got 92, so I will keep bananas open. Because reason why, because this is a really good area right here. Now if you notice, the area, it's kind of hard to show. If you see the circle, I can't really point it out, but you see the circle right now. Now that circle, if you watch my other video, the circles just need to interlap between each other. They don't actually need to hit any part of the farm. So, if we actually do this correctly, we can get a plantation. Because if you notice, it was right here where the area of effect was at. And you'll see that the other plantation is kind of blue at the moment, but that doesn't need to be the case. And even though it says, now it's not even being influenced. So if we put it here, and we'll just leave that there for now, these two will actually interlap between each other because of the areas will interlap. So then if you do the multiculture, they will affect each other. And I go off and I just try to make as much of each as possible. So I'll do that there. And let's see if we can put something else in between. Nope. 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 Oh, that'll work. No. Yeah, I want to put it there. So let's see, we got corn, pineapple, or corn, banana, pineapple. So now we sugar. Where's banana? That's pineapple. Okay, yeah. So we need sugar. And we'll just put it here for now. Not the best location, but it'll work for our grand purposes. Because I kind of want to use this area for lumber, so I might just put it right here. Yeah, that's good. Tobacco, where can we shove you at? I kind of tried to stay away from putting it right here in the corners, because then you can make roads along the sides of them and use it for something else. You know what I'm saying? So put tobacco there. Coffee. Could it work here? Nah, it's better here. Now we'll get con. Con we'll put... here. And then rubber. Perfect. Right there. And then we'll start getting the road set up. So then we have multiple ways to get through. And then we'll set these roads around. So now we have 3 ways to get to there and only 2 ways to get through here. And if we wanted to, we can actually go up and set this up. Now we have multiple ways to get through. And this kind of doesn't go into the aesthetics build. If I get some time, hopefully by next month, I'll go talk to my brother. He's very into the aesthetics theme, and I can go and give him a little bit of have him kind of give you guys an explanation on how to make an aesthetic and efficient build. Whereas I'm purely just efficient, I don't really care for aesthetics. So like, my brother will completely clear this area out and start setting up for home renovation or business or whatever he likes to do. Alright, another thing I'll do is I'll go into the trade and I will buy a license, maybe 2, depending on what I got. But for now, I kind of like to have this, and we'll start getting into the cattle farm. Now, we'll only need 1 cattle, and it just has to affect one of these. And which seems like we have a minor setback. Looks like everything's... Seems like everything's a little bit in the way. I'm just really going to be efficient for it. Let's try... Let's try this. Press play, times that by 4 real quick, so that all goes away. There we go. And let's just check what we got. Rubber, sugar, banana, pineapple, coffee, tobacco, cocoa, and corn. So what we're missing is, I think it was coffee? Nope. Shit. Now I'm confused again. Oh, I think it was con, actually. Yep. Yeah, it was con. Alright, so what we'll do for that one, just because I have that, probably should have done them before, we'll set it behind, and then, because that's kind of, now it's kind of just a little bit of waste of money. Well, no, actually not really. We got the money back because we didn't actually start it up or anything. And we'll put the cattle in one of the better spots here, which is, I don't know, maybe 96. We'll set that there. And then another thing I like to do is I like to make these multiple productions in certain areas, just for the fact of, you know, more produce, and it keeps your people happy for food and stuff like that. Yeah, 96 will go well. Another thing I also like to do is kind of do leather. It kind of saves you from the fact of making oh, it's actually hide. But you can still sell leather for a good minute. But it's mostly just get llama to help out with the con, and you can start, if you want to do that in terms of, I think it's like textile building for your economy. But definitely a cattle, a sheep, and a llama, just for the, you know, deviation, not the deviation, the variety of foods for you people to go through, because all these are going to be on consumption based. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a logging camp, and we're kind of go and look at the base, look at the place we have, and kind of designate an area or two for lumber milling. And since we have a really good spot here, we will put one here and here. We'll get those connected by roads. And then we'll get a coconut harvester to also give us that food variety. And this is actually a good spot right here. So we'll place it right there. And then we will go and start getting some fisherman warps. Oop, wrong way. There we go. Put one there, and just because I feel like there's gonna be a mineable area. This is gonna be interesting. So that's gonna be for there, so we could make one here, and then we can connect that to the roads. Now the fisherman wharfs is kind of a little bit iffy because there's gonna be really no traffic going in now. Just people coming to live over there, or Teamsters to come pick it up, which is only gonna be like 1 or 2 trucks. So you don't really have to worry about that. But definitely these plantations, if you're gonna have a multiple area thing like this. In fact, I could even spread these out even further. I could have had some, you know, way the fuck over here, as long as, you know, this was affecting it, or over here or anything like that, because that area effect will affect it. So if you just see like this area effect right here, if the other area effect was right here, just because the circles are interlapping, they would affect each other with multicultural. Alright, so we still got some money left, so what we're going to do is kind of go into a lumber mill, and we're going to put near, usually you can get a designated area for it, but we're just going to put them here just for the sake of the Teamsters, and then that will be most of our money. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the trades. We're going to sort by import-export. So we got coffee and tobacco. Now, what I do in the beginning is always go for the lowest volume. Do it this, just to get the, you know, the relation modifiers up. Because once you get the relation modifiers up, you'll see like this, but, you know, plus 20 for yourself when you're exporting. So we'll just do that and that, because that's all we have. And then we shall press play and let the people have at it. Construction workers will go off. They start building their stuff. We'll just kind of wait until all these are built so we can knock them all out. We do have to worry about the ranches, because we don't want them to go off for too long by themselves, because we want to go and do pasture prohibition, because that will stop them from ruining the, you know, the area's you know, fertility for the plants and also the animals alike. And that's, you know, we'll see only 8% at all, you know, at all times, but it will be there.
Corruption is so
forever. And once I get enough money, I will go and build a library. So we're gonna have to wait till the next truck comes in order to get that started.
Excuse me, old sport.
Tracking that. And you want to hit those fulfill routes as much as possible, because once you get that plus 20, you want to kind of hold on to that as much as possible. And when these logging pick amps are done, you want to go set them to max budget, so they can start getting a lot of that lumber, so you can continue building here. Now, since we have this, I will begin building a library right there, and if we can, oops, wrong one. We're gonna go and wait until we get enough more money to get that pirate cove. And that is all of them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set them all to that max budget and multicultural. Now, if you notice, multicultural 80. We're already at 160% efficiency. Now we can further that up once this cattle is done. Once the cattle is done, we can then get its upgrade, which will give everyone else a, you know, straight flat 10% bonus. Right there. And that's what we need to worry about, because that doesn't actually, that area effect doesn't actually affect, it goes with the same rule as the plantation's area effect. So it actually has to hit the building of the plantation in order for the effect to go through. I actually haven't done any testing on it, so I can try it out and see if it'll still work. But for the sake of this, and we're just gonna go and quick build this. For the sake of that, we're just gonna go and say that for now. I'll leave a comment in the video if it changes. And now with all the ranches, we're gonna set the max budget as well, and see what other upgrades we can do, which should be none. Yep. Now we're gonna kind of just let quick build this to get it started out, and then we're gonna go throw a power cove in. Yeah, we'll put that. There we go. Get a road. Hit
Your
this.
genius is
Dragon all. We'll knock that out real quick just to get them out of our backs. And we'll just let this play out for a minute while the rest of the stuff gets built. So we got Fisherman Wharf there, and once that one's built, then we will also set its budget to max. And we can do the fishing dredge. That'll just give you some shellfish, also allowing for more variety. Now what this is going to do is, if you've already seen the population kind of go up, you have more jobs, so a lot more people are going to kind of migrate over here because you have the jobs, especially if they're, you know, at full budget. At the moment, we only got one worker, probably in all of them. Yeah, most of them. This champ over here. But they will...
Something does not feel quite...
Yeah. They will all get, you know, settled in for the most part. We'll start a research. We'll just go into... We'll just knock out employee in the month, advanced boat services, church fee, and then we'll just do this. The rest of them are just kind of eh.
Viva la revolution!
Go into the raids, and first thing we're going to do is, this is a kind of just all preference on you, but I like to go and start getting a heist out of the way. I personally like going Registered Smartman because of the late game that I like to do. I also... Oh, shit, I don't have money. Well, there's a tobacco already done. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock that out again, and we're
Well,
going to
you
have the
did the
mandating
right.
section. Now, these guys are going to constantly keep generating raid points. We're just going to go and keep doing, you know, that, and then once you get your heist done, then you can do like rescue many or treasure hunt, which is really good because, you know, obviously it gives you 10,000 or 5,000 or a random blueprint. It's all fucking nice. And then we'll have the library working at, you know, whatever efficiency it's at. This really doesn't want to, you don't want to kind of waste your upkeep money on the library or anything like that. And then from here, you kind of just want to go and start getting any upgrade you can. Now we've actually settled onto a good amount of money. So see, like we got bigger buckets. Now we'll increase the efficiency. Grab one person there.
Governor, the people.
There. It is
Not much for building chapels. Another thing I'll also do is just because I don't personally like chapels, I'll switch them up to help first, preach later. So they still give the religious bonus, but they'll actually serve as a beginner level healthcare for the people of Tropico.
Excuse me, Elsport. I need...
And once you keep doing these, because
Our revolution is as yet.
a lot of these missions from the from the crown, it's going to be a lot of trade routes, and so you keep doing this, you'll start getting lots of more benefits. We'll actually buy another license now. We got some time. We already got coffee and tobacco, so we'll do rubber, and then we will build. Yeah, we can build a tannery, and we'll just throw that there. Wait till we get some more money, we'll get rum, and we'll get started with that type of business. Now, I kind of, whenever I start this game, I always get this is my basic setup, is I just kind of get one of everything, and just kind of flow around. And then when I get some more money, I'll go and start getting into mining and other stuff like that. But it's always kind of different, so if I like to do, if I want to make a cigar company or something like that, see, tobacco's already done again. Now we got even more. So we can actually do sugar, and you'll see we're actually at 10% now. So we'll just start knocking these out left and right. Another thing I like to do is I like to go here. No, it's the rum distillery that uses it.
Corruption is so rife.
Alright, well that's going to be a minute. Let's cancel that for now. Hit a loot. We'll just take that one for now. And when they get done, that we'll get more revolutionaries and all that good stuff. We'll get more hands for construction. Gotta go away from money. More guards. Now, the rest of the money we have is just purely for upgrades, which will wait until that happens. And next time we actually get some, we should probably put some more Teamsters over here because these guys are producing quite a bit. Like now. So we'll put one here. And here. So this one we'll start collecting over here and bringing it down. This one technically will hit all of them as well. And so will this one. But I kind of like to have a little bit some towards the dock so they go through. We'll wait till that happens. Fill out the max budget. Play month is done. Once we get a little bit more stock and everything like that, we'll start throwing it out there. And see, we actually make leather over there. So if you had the crocodile, you wouldn't even need the tannery. But if you have like a couple cow farms and everything like that, we'll be making meats and hides and stuff like that. Coffee's done. So we'll do another coffee. And then, see, look at that. We're already at the 20%. So now that we're already there, we really, really need this rum distillery. This is what's going to really make you some money if you decide to go down this route. So we'll get some plantations and start getting some sugar. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, we'll keep it right there. Now we don't have really much money, so we're going to use the last little bit to kind of make a road for this. It's not the most best build because I'm definitely going to be making a road up here, but since I still have this little patchway, it should be fine. So we'll wait for those to be built. The rum distillery will get as soon as we get some money, we'll go straight into its upgrade to make it reduce the amount of sugar it's going to require. So we can still ship the excess sugar and people can still eat it, and the rum distillery will still be operating at max. But now, if you notice, the influence goes around. So now everywhere is usually about 173, maybe 180 at max. Probably not 180, it's going to be probably 175 at 100%. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. There we go. Oh, there we go, rubber. So we need sugar to be done ASAP, so we can do that. Let's get max rum. And do we already have tobacco? Nope. Let's knock out tobacco and let's do about 4,200 because we only have one. Oh, scratch that. We don't have another one. But now we have money again. Get Dundersill. No upgrades for that. And then we will build another sugar. Once we find out where we can actually slap one on. I can really get a good area here, but we can slap one on. There we go. And then we will make, and for future, just for future pleasures, we will just start making some tobacco farms. Perfect. Could. That'll be fun. Also fine. And fine. Get some roads. I always like to set my roads at the edge of a building because if I just want to go straight forward, I can. But if I want to go backwards, I can also
Our
do that
revolution
myself.
is as
Alright, so that's been done. So now they should be working on game points for the raid. And if you notice, It's constantly going through. You never want to put these to full unless you're getting like a excessive amount of export or something like that, because they'll just burn through the sugar or the hides or anything like that relatively quickly. And just for the fact of this, we'll start getting, which one was it? Yeah, we'll start getting some cattle, start slapping them in places to get them a little bit more, you know, hide and everything like that, so they can constantly just keep pushing it out. It's like really good spots. I don't really want to put anything else here because it's for the coconut farm. So we will put wood, oh, excuse me, sorry about that, here. We'll wait till these are finished and we'll knock them out the same way as we always do with the other ones. We'll set the max budget and also put in the pasture preservation. Coffee's done. Another one for coffee. And now we actually have one for meat here, which we'll be having a pretty good amount of out, so we'll go set that for 13,000. Get another one. We'll start doing 14,000 of tobacco. I just remember we made another 2 of those. And we will leave hides alone because we're trying to find and see if we can get a leather one.
Corruption is so rife, Governor, that we have to pay a bribe to find out how much to pay.
Another easy way to do this is you don't really have to keep the buildings, you can just make them and then get rid of them. That's not a chapel.
Viva la revolution!
I hate chapels. I always go for atheist states. There we go. We just gotta wait for the people to come through. Look at that, we're already at 220, and we still have 2 years in the mandate. Oh, this was an import, wasn't it? It was. I had a feeling. I was just looking at that while I was not going through. So we'll just knock one out real quick. And you can actually get meat and stuff like that. So this is actually really good for further doing this as well. If you get, say, the Pirate Cove, and that was one of my favorite, you know, challenges to kind of do, is see if I can live in the Pirate Cove. There we go. Meat's already done. Perfect. So we'll just actually wait
I
there.
must say I'm glad to be...
Send that mandate. Usually I actually keep this thing around about 6 years, but because I made it oopsies and I haven't played for a while, I completely forgot it said import.
Governor, the people have a request.
Perfect.
Before
So that's an easy one. We'll just produce fish naturally. And since we already got the one with manure for fertilizer, these do not stack as it says, so you don't need to worry about the rest of them. You just need the one. The one will give the bonus to the rest of them, as you can plainly see right there. Let the research go through. Any trades? There we go. There's our leather. So we'll set that for 1,800 because we only got the one. And we should be good to go because we gotta get rid of this sugar. It's not going through. Also, you don't want to do any of these, so like if you've got sugar and rum here, always choose the produced. So kind of like the one that's produced in a factory or something like that, that needs the raw resource. Because if you just do the raw resource one, it will stop production of the consumer good, the processed resource, thus not fulfilling that contract. So with that, we'll do logs, just because we already have a lot of this benefit. So we'll get logs out of the way. Yeah, it's going to stop the lumber mill for a little bit, but as you can see, I think it's just fine.
It's nice to have choices.
There's another input. No, export. Perfect. Man,
Viva la revolution!
just keep knocking out immigrants so we can continue getting max workers available on, you know, the areas we need to. So we got this going on constantly, getting hide. We got this constantly going through, getting lumber and logs and stuff like that. And same thing with sugar. In fact, it's so much so that we actually probably are gonna need more teamsters. So I'll shovel another one here. And here. And that should be more than enough until we get the upgrade for these guys to get them more people. And once these get built, we'll go get them loose load and everything like that. What? Now you see, we got a nice stable economy. Made oopsies over here, and I didn't actually make another road. Now we have more roads going over here because we have
Governor,
more...
the people have a request. But for safety reasons,
We'll just deny that one for now. We have more people coming through to get these more resources over here. And if you don't get any type of fucking Teamsters over here, I've had it happen to me where your economy will actually just crash because of the main fact of you don't have enough, you know, roads to sustain operations because they'll get stuck all over the place. And this, you know, none of the Teamsters are going through getting these materials out to go and do this. Now, because we're making so much, it's actually kind of a good time with how much money we have to start looking into a secondary dock. Once this dock is complete, there's the logs. Ah, perfect. Milk. We'll do another 4,200 of that. And then we'll set some more roads here. Look at that. Perfect. We'll just put it right there. Now we have another road going to this dock. And now we're starting to roll in the big bucks here. Because every time you finish a trade route, you also get some extra
Governor,
money.
the people.
There we go. That's a perfect one. Get some more extra money doing these. Let's kind of see what's going through with these guys. See, look at that. We're knocking these things out pretty handily, pretty nicely. And this one's going to be finished pretty soon. So that will be finished. Now, since we have a excess amount of money, we'll start getting... Nope, sorry, not those. Some mines in. Now, it's kind of not a good thing to do the coal and iron so early on. Same thing with the gold. But if you want that extra money to kind of maximize your profits, because there's only a certain amount, there's only a finite amount of each resources before they disappear. Now, I haven't actually played one long enough to find out whether, you know, when they use up all the resources, do they respawn like they did back in Tropico 5, just in a different location? Just because this place is a little bit different, you don't have the little mine areas near these walls, and they can just be anywhere nowadays. Yeah. We'll be fine. No. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it like it is, kind of use it for later times and purposes. But this is kind of when I get into. This is my whole menagerie. Oh, what else did we finish? Rum and coffee.
Well, you did the...
It's kind of my whole menagerie of building and my thought process of when I'm doing this. See, look at that.
The people of Tropico love...
We're already ready to go. And we're already hitting about 112,000. Now we can actually just sit here, let the mandate kind of run out, and keep raking in at 20%. Because once you're done here, then you have to go and rebuild...
Our revolution is as yet only
rebuild that... how do I say it? Those relationships that you already have with other people. So you can use this, you can start staying here, saving up, and let the money just keep rolling in. So then, when you do go to the next place, you'll have like 300, 400,000. I've even had one when I've already came in with 1 million. Because I got a really...
More, Governor, more.
Really good area. We'll just build another one. Because why not? We got a really good location right here. So we'll just put it right here. There we go. And we'll just knock that out.
I must say, I'm...
You can extend if you want to. I clicked it by accident because I completely forgot that the revolutionaries were
Governor,
already done.
the people have...
Usually what I like to do is kind of just take the extra 2,000 just so then I can just kind of waste the mandate and then get away from this so I can get a little more into the industrialization area, because I definitely want to go to the next area to get more teamsters, to get, you know, more efficient debarking, get all the extra upgrades for the plantations and stuff like that, especially the corn. Oh, these corns. Get selective breeding. It's leather. Yep. Well, we don't have another leather, but we do have planks. But corn, if you get the selective breeding,
It's nice to have choice.
another one? Alright, this one we're just going to do the same thing we did the other one.
I must say I'm glad.
Tobacco finish. There we go. But, what was I saying? Yes, with these corns, if you get the proper stuff in the next area, you can actually see these efficiencies go up to 240 to 250%. Just from corn alone. Not to mention the rest of them, which are probably going only like, I would say like 220. Which I'll show you in the next one.
Our revolution is as yet only marginally.
Thank you. Let's just get a random blueprint at this point. Kind of save us some money to buy this stuff. See, look at that.
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah, we'll wait. Because we're also going to do this now as well. We're also trying to get this, you know, raid done so we can put down the World Wonder in. Church feast is completed.
Excuse me, old sport. I need...
Perfect. And we're almost done with this stuff. Because there's going to be... Because once you get into the next area, there is a very important edict you need to get. And let's actually kind of get a look at that. Because it's going to be agricultural subsidiaries. Now this is really fucking good because it also, you know, it comes in 2 levels. So it'll increase by 25%, and I believe the second upgrade goes by 50% or something like that. I have to go and do it again because it's been a while. But that will increase the buildings. Also, if you want to do this, it's very risky. Prohibition will also increase the efficiency of those. So that's something to kind of get into when going for max efficiency. Then another one later on. Which I think that's about it. Yeah, that's actually all the stuff you can do for these guys. Because once you get into modern day era, the multicultural no longer becomes a thing. But your edicts and the you know, the upgrades and the work modes, or not the work modes, but the budget can further improve it. I'll be doing a separate video on that one later, or I might just kind of slap it in there. It'll only be like 2
I
minutes.
ask myself, Governor,
But this is really good for just kind of getting your basic economy going. Because once you get a good enough economy, planks and coffee, oh Jesus, planks, coffee, and tobacco all finished right off the rip. Coffee, oh, we got planks again. Oh, bitch. Whoops. And we need tobacco. We'll just do 14,000.
I must say I'm...
Thank you. Oh. Whoops. I always tended to do that. So, we'll just go and end this out early. Just pay the crown.
Excellent.
My heart swells with
And
joy
now
as
we're
I
in the
greet
World
my
Wars.
fearless leader for the first time as El President.
Now, this is all what you want to... Now, this is kind of just what you want to decide to, whether you want to go through open ballot, all citizen votes, wealthy citizens. It's whatever you want to do. I definitely do open ballot just because it's a little bit easier to keep yourself in check. I do professional soldiers because you have a lot of people here who are uneducated. So if I waited for this one, we could have gotten in there and we've had a lot of people going through. So now we're going to do the whole thing we did last time. We're going to go through, do the lowest volume, and just kind of get these people good to go so we can make some money on the side and stuff like that. So now what we're going to do,
They call me... Do any of these offers...
we're just going to go off and start also checking, see where oil is at. Now, you also, there's another thing with the same thing with like the mines and everything like that. You can get into the oil. There's only a certain amount. But I promise you, if you put this thing to full efficiency and keep it going, this will not run out by the time you hit modern era. But if you want to keep it there for plastics or cars or anything like that, you can just very well keep it safe and just note where it's at. So now we're going to start looking into the industry. Then we're starting to look into the stuff we have. So we have woolen cotton, so we can definitely get a textile mill. And we'll start putting that around here. Now we do have coal and iron, so we'll get steel mill, and we'll put that over here because we had a lot of them over here. We definitely have milk, so we'll also get this, and we'll put this right around here with the other farms. Now we can do canneries, which is also beneficial, so we'll go and get that real quick. Cigars. Can't tell you how many times cigars has gotten me so much damn money. It's just ravenous. So we'll get one of those. A shipyard. That is probably one of the best ways you can use a lumber mill. Just for the sheer fact that how much money boats cost for export.
Welcome back to Canal
It
Uno.
is
Let Penultimo humbly teach you something.
terrible how much money they can make. To the where it's borderline you feel bad for the game, the fact that you've done it. So we'll knock that out, and then we'll go off and do the second shift for everyone. And we'll start going into pretty much just hit that. You don't have to do that. I just kind of do it because I'm lazy and I have all the extra money in the world. Now that I definitely don't do because I never go full pineapples. Well, there's sugar out of the way, and tobacco. Perfect. Knock that out. Knock that out. Oh, and we do have canned goods coming in soon. Now we should do meat. So we'll start hitting that. That should go to everyone who has a first grade beginning one. Nope. This is going to go to each one specifically. So we're going to go through all of them just to kind of make sure what's going on with them. That they have the proper upgrades that they need. See, like right there. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't be saying anything for that. So those are all done. And then, oh, I wasn't finished. And then we'll switch off the work mode for the son of a bitch. What was it, to just tobacco? Yeah, we'll do selfish. We'll knock these guys into the next work mode, which is drift netting.
Need your
only
help,
available-
President.
Only available here.
Loyal Penultimo is...
Yes, Draken. This is the problem when you get started. The trade routes just get so complete when you're at this point that it just gets excessive. So let's see if we can find another one that we can do. We already got cotton, and we're kind of running out. So we'll just hit a canned good, and then we'll just knock a coal.
Quick, Presidente!
Presidente, the worker?
Yeah, probably actually should do that ourselves. That's actually a really good idea. Now with this, if you see the area of the circle of influence, this is just everything that's going to get a bonus for what's going around with it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's anything out of that is not going to get affected. These guys will travel all the way over here to hit it. They just won't be as fast, so there might be some damage. So that's kind of something you got to know. So you want to definitely put these in a more centralized area until you get into the Cold War, where you can send a fire helicopter. So with that, we'll start getting our mines in. Kind of still staying away from the coal for now, just for the, or not the coal, but the gold, because we don't have anything really to benefit from it, as the jewelry factory is still not open, and we'll knock out. There we go. Oh, I hit control. That's a big oopsie for me. I had to hold shift when I was doing that. And we'll knock out the other one here. And we'll get the road started. go.
The
See what
bigger
this
they
is about.
come,
We'll just knock that out. Just start to get us some extra money in our Swiss bank account, which is going to be very useful for later. So now we're relating everything else being built, and we'll come back to that in a bit
would any of these
Atomic bombs. Fact or fiction?
to let it go through.
Tropican scientists say,
And then we'll also
we
start
don't
getting a
understand
high
the
school
physics. Palace says,
ready.
try harder.
Penalto just loves to talk, and I love him so much. We'll just start getting a high school at the ready, and we'll just quick build that one, just so we can start getting some students here. Set that to max efficiency. We can get a lot of good workers for these cigar factories. Out of the way. Is he done? Nope. So a little more. Pineapple. Yep. Just pineapple. Tobacco. Perfect. And look at that. We're already back to 20% with both of them. So now we can start knocking this out. So we'll start with cigars. And we'll just go for full effect. Wherever I put the cigars at. Should be over here. So bad that I don't even know where I put my own cigars. There we go. And we'll start getting this ready. Removes 2 jobs so they can go anywhere else, because at the point we're still having a lot of
Your
jobs
Buccaneers, Hank.
to be filled up as we kind of look at the Almatic. We have no one unemployed, but we have a lot of slots open, especially for uneducated slots. And just don't even look at that. Oh yes, that's right. Cannery requires power. And we can only have the basic stuff, so we're going to need some substations and a power plant. Now this one you kind of want to put all by itself, you know, with nobody else. That's not going to work. To make sure it doesn't affect anyone. So we'll just put it right here. Quick build it so we can get the substations set up. Because there's honestly no coal at the moment. So we'll set one up here. Oop, wrong one. I always like to quick build these because I just like setting up my electric net quick and early. And that looks fine enough.
Remember the story of the man.
That's actually a good one in action right there, customs. So we'll just knock that out. Again, there's a certain level of aesthetics you can build into it. I personally don't care for it. So that's all you. Now, if anyone actually can tell me what the difference between these two is, I've tried it, but I haven't actually seen a difference. But if someone could tell me what the difference between those two are, I would love to know. I'll start knocking that out.
If I may have...
Working on it. Quick build that. Now I always like to let my mines be at, you know, regular budget, because they'll continue producing, but they won't have the need to really do anything. Now you can increase your electricity obviously by increasing the budget, which will make it more efficient. But it should work for just now until you get too many stuff. So we'll start looking into some of the buildings. Look at that. Now we can actually use meat as well.
It is a great day for...
Checking. I should have done communist standing. Whatever. This one will also start getting the big telescope to get a little bit going. Oh, coconut harvester. I forgot to go put that back.
always a pleasure.
So now we'll start looking into all of the other styles we have. And let's just look at our electric power. We're running out of coal.
Arr.
You done yet? Nope, wrong one. Still going.
I knew I could count on you.
Thank you. And this will just give you a flat bonus to everything that's, you know, being worked on. Now, I personally like doing reduce import taxes because then you can get rid of, you can actually start importing some stuff and get rid of some of these excess stuff that you need in order to produce in the, you know, in the distilleries and stuff like that. So network balance is down because this is out. So we will actually get a Teamster office directly in front of this place once we find slot for it. We'll just quick build that.
Everyone has friends.
Perfect. And it just only needs you to produce armor. You don't need to give it some. So we'll go through all of this. Let this kind of go through at the moment while we kind of go and look around and see what we can do. Yeah, everyone, if anyone can tell me what the difference between this is, I would love to know. But as I have no idea.
Didn't
Perfect. So now we can actually build this real quick. We'll just slap it somewhere. No, we can't put it there. 'Cause then how are the people supposed to go to it? And we'll slap that there, and now everyone else, who, any other kids, will start coming, and we will get educated.
Oh,
educated people.
Presidente.
Look at that,
You
right
are
there. Even though that's not from this, it's definitely from the school, because we have everyone in school.
The palace heard the people crying out for a public square
let's
with
see.
traditional Islamic schools around the outside. And now your prayers have finally been answered.
So I didn't see any nickel, because we can make steel, but we need to find some nickel. But I don't think I didn't see any. Let me look around. Oh, we do have nickel. Oh, there we go. Solves that issue. And then we'll build a weapons factory right next to the steel factory. We'll leave that open. That's not gonna work. Let's do this. There we go. Not too sure we're gonna fit in there, but we'll find out. So we'll put the steel factory there, or the weapons factory. So now we're producing steel, albeit very slowly. And now we actually have some coal again. Not too much. We need more people in this. That's iron. There's the coal.
Have you seen the stock prices, Brett?
So I would highly suggest putting cannery on all of them. Oh, you son of a bitch. That's just about boats. Perfect. Get max boats every time. Anytime you can. But get the coal preparation plant. This will get you more stuff and actually more people to go and get jobs and like that and continue your population. I've had pretty much every time I played this a map where I've gotten to the point where I have too many people. And we'll start just hitting treasure hunt. And actually, something I forgot to do, set up this. So we'll go straight into, where was it while I was just talking about it? Wait. We get prohibition. Oh, I don't think you need to. I think it's already open. Yep, there it is.
The farm.
Issue that edict. And then, let's see, we'll start doing wealth tax. Definitely, actually, you know what? It's even, I even would say that the police station comes before wealth tax, just because of how good the police stations can be. And we'll get these two out of the way. Do literacy, and then we'll do building permit, just to make us some money in the backside. We'll let that go through. But now, we can look at this. Now we're at 195 from the beginning budget. And it still has 2 more levels to go through. Imagine that. And hell, I'll just even show you for research, just for you guys can know, just look at it. I'll even show you after the prohibition's been activated. And that should be the max. Now for some reason we're having issues here, so what we're going to do in order to benefit us, we'll increase that, and then we will go off and import some coal. Unfortunately, that's all we got. So we'll just we'll just sign that contract for now, until one of them can give us some coal. And we'll import some coal, and this will get us a full bar in here. While we wait for the coal to go through. Let's see, I kind of don't like the pollution, even though it does increase in efficiency. You can mitigate that a little bit easier. And if you've seen our money, we haven't actually fucking went negative this entire time, and we've just been adding buildings for the most part. Oh, another thing, tree nursery. Get that. Now we'll start looking into these guys and see what we can do. to further increase them. So we got that.
The comrades are restless.
Build a theater in a minute. Don't worry about your dandy little head. Cigars, already got you good. Creamery got you good. Steel? You have a little bit to go. Ah, there's the coal. Anyone else with coal? Nope. Looks like we're stuck for a minute. Did I already do coal? Oh, that's a good reason. Let's cancel that contract. Because that's exporting coal. Even though technically it wasn't actually exporting the entire time. We'll see. So, let's see. We still have cigars on the bench, same with con, meat, boats, shellfish. So we will do, there's no leather. I'm definitely not doing logs, so I need to keep going that. So we'll just get corn out of the way, because that makes a lot. Just the one can easily do that 20 by itself. Oh, did we miss one? Oh, that's right, cancel the coal. Yeah, we'll wait for that slot to open up. And you'll get this option a lot. You'll see a lot of these, workers being missing quite often. There we go. Now Societies has reached level 1. Let's see what we got now. Hold up. That's not right. No, that's definitely right. Why is that one? Okay then, that's weird. The influence is no longer happening, so bug, maybe? Either way, this is supposed to be at 200 right here. So just note that. Let's see if anyone else has more coal. Hurts. But we should be fine.
It has been confirmed that our beloved military mascot, Capitan Tropico, will be appearing at the Tropico Service Organization Gala. Morale ahoy!
We'll just hit that up. Alright, and that's pretty much everything I do for this, but we'll hit that edict really quick. Those are not up yet. Not yet. We'll end the video on that, so I'll probably have to edit that out the in-between time. Alright, shipyards, there we go. Yeah, you see like that, that's just ridiculous. And just producing boats all day. This will just make you money, and just as is, for nothing. Just takes up some sludge. Now let's see if we have anyone else with coal. No. How are you doing, coal, buddy? Yeah, you're fine. Let's actually get these 2 coals up to max, just to bring some people into it. Now, another thing we could do is if you have a lot of these working spots, employee of the month, advanced boat services, and then we can definitely
The
do
rich
church
are-
fee, because fuck religion. Not to anyone who actually is religious, but in this game, I really just hate them. I really don't like working with mechanics, along with food and happiness. I like to cut out something, and I always do religion because I kind of see it as a really useless, for the fact of, people can live without without religion, but they can't live without food, or healthcare, or housing. So I kind of see that as the lowest of the 3. Now, definitely is a good thing for for liberties and stuff like that. I just don't find it very useful all the time here. But now you see we've got trucks going in and out all around, but they have options to go where they need to. And it's really never going to be a traffic jam or something like that. Now, what we'll do, just kind of show you guys what I was talking about. We'll go off and shoot out. Nope, that's not government. Police stations. And you can see this is kind of a huge issue. And this is kind of more into later, whenever you have, a housing district or something like that, when you plot it out. So like I could use this entire area. I would just like plot it out with, roads and stuff like that. I just put houses, some churches, grocery shops, newspapers, radio stations, anything that has any effect on where these people are living. Probably put some bus stops to get in there, or get free wheels.
Now,
Whatever the option is. But actually, since we're just sitting here, still waiting, we will go off and export some rubber just to kind of get some extra money. Because now we're not stuck here for an edict, we're stuck here because of support, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to get out of here. Now, Societies is at max. Let's see what we got. So actually it gets you up to about 30% for that edict alone. Let's see how the other one's going off. 6. Almost done. And we'll knock that out of the way. There it is. So we'll knock that.
If you want to.
Now, definitely this is going to go down because we have less people doing this shit. Now we can look at the budget, and now we're hitting at 200. This is supposed to be 210, but obviously the influence is somewhat doing its weird thing because it's not even influencing this thing. So let's actually hit this one and see if that goes through. No. Okay, well that's a bug. It doesn't continue onwards. But, as you can plainly see, we would be hitting 214%. And then we just gotta kind of wait for the edict to get to reach level 2. Not even going even higher. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Expect to see a max modern efficiency on plantations, and hopefully sometime this month or next month I'll have a video about switching completely into office buildings or something like that. And
Rockets,
just getting ready,
the newest threat,
getting
raining
rid
death from the
of
skies.
all of
The citizens are demanding elections, Presidente. It seems that they want a choice in how they are
allow
ruled.
them all
So selfish.
to kind of run without any raw produce, where you can just do imports, which is something I will be doing as well. And I'm going to be losing this one, so it's definitely not going to be the same, I can tell you that. Because I really just haven't cared. Now, if I wasn't really commentating, I would actually be working on already getting a housing set up here, and we have a lot more expenses in the fact of that. Now, with this, also, just kind of remember, whenever you guys are going through this, to continue to keep up with the Teamsters to get more and more stuff, or else you're going to end up with stuff like that. This is actually kind of what you want to see. You want to see these things empty, and these places full, stuff like that. But you get to things where it starts looking like that, not for the power plant, but like that. But for this, I've had some where for some reason,
Always a pleasure.
the Teamsters will just get bugged, and they'll just get stuck in their fucking little areas, and they just can't move anywhere, even though they have like this entire fucking infrastructure layer. They can still move anywhere they need to, but they don't fucking do shit, and then you get stuck all over the place, and places just don't produce anything because they're full, not transporting anywhere. So yeah, if you guys like the video, keep a watch out for some other videos I'll be putting out sometime later this week, next week, or this month. Yeah, insufficient support. And hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a good night.